2016 BMW M3 DCT competition package. BMW baked this automotive version of a German chocolate cake to celebrate the M3's 30th birthday, an M competition package containing a 444 horsepower 3.0-liter twin-turbo inline-six, a 19 horsepower upgrade over the standard M3, 20-inch wheels and tires, a retuned adaptive M suspension, revised exhaust plumbing, and a few distinctive exterior design touches. This delicacy is available on both the M3 and the M4 Coupe for $4,750, because the seats are not included in the M4 convertible. The cost of the competition package drops to $4,250. The M3 was born in 1986 as a limited production racer, the ideal gambit for BMW's Motorsport division, later shortened to the M division, to advance its tuning expertise in the Deutsche Tourenwagen Masters (DTM) racing series. Major power upgrades, handling and braking gains, and lighter body parts ensued through 5 design generations. Starting with 16-valve 4-cylinder engines, the M engineers stepped up to 24-valve inline-sixes in 1992. A hellbent 32-valve V8 arrived in 2007, followed by a twin-turbo 6 for the current, 5th, generation in 2014. Countless journalists have proclaimed the V8-powered E92 M3 Coupe, which was sold from 2008 through 2013, the best car in the world. The loss of natural aspiration and 2 cylinders, not to mention the move to electrically assisted power steering, are major setbacks for the current 3 and 4 series in general and the M3/M4 in particular. Consider this new compensation package the M division making amends. Keeping up in the 4.0 second club. BMW had little choice. With Cadillac's 2V cars, overpowered Chevrolet Camaros, the Shelby Mustang GT350R, and the Mercedes-AMG C63S all cracking the 4.0 seconds to 60 mph barrier for less than $100,000, the boys from Bavaria had to put up or go home. Give BMW extra credit for assaulting V8 enemies with its supremely potent twin-turbo straight-six. The M3 and M4 are BMW's double whammy gifts to owners willing to sacrifice some suppleness during regular driving for razor-edged reflexes on the occasional track day. The adaptive M suspension and a wealth of steering, damping, throttle response, and transmission calibration settings give this pair flexibility unmatched by any competitor. Our experience with these M&Ms during routine commuting, on visits to the test track, while hammering our favorite back roads, and while lapping Chrysler's 10-turn, 1.7-mile closed circuit in the M3 convinced us BMW has definitely not lost the scent. Kudos go to the M3 for topping the M4's value. The sedan's $64,495 base price is $2,200 cheaper, and you get 2 more doors and a 3rd seatbelt in back, which the M4 lacks. This may be all the ammo necessary to convince a skeptical spouse that the M3 is, in fact, a dual-purpose family sedan. Also, a 4-door tends to draw less attention in traffic than a slinky, fast-moving coupe. Athletic at the track. Even though the compact M4 we tested broke the 4.0 second 0 to 60 mph barrier with relative ease, in 3.8 seconds, the M3 reviewed here did not. Reporting a lack of launch adhesion, our test driver clocked the sprint in 4.0 seconds flat on the way to an impressive 12.2 second, 120 mph quarter mile. While that's a tad slower than a Cadillac CTS-V, 3.6 seconds, and a Mercedes-AMG C63S, 3.9 seconds, it's comparable to a Corvette Grand Sport, a Shelby GT350R, and a few of the current Camaro SS cars we've tested. The M3's most impressive feats were hustling to 160 mph in 26.1 seconds and beating the aforementioned Vet to 150 mph by 2 seconds. While it's no secret we prefer 3-pedal cars, this M3 uses its dual-clutch automatic to excellent advantage. The 7,500 revolution per minute upshifts are crisp and perfectly timed to keep a boost on the boil and the superlative 6 in the meat of its power band. With a significant share of its exhaust energy recycled to the intake tract and only 3 liters of piston displacement at work, this engine accelerates the M3 with less commotion than is typical for the V8 crowd. For majestic motor music, a BMW inline-6 is tough to top. Other track stats are just as impressive as the M3's ability to streak in a straight line. Stopping from 70 miles per hour in 146 feet with no hint of fade and circling the skid pad at 0.98 grams with all 4 tires shouldering their fair share of the cornering effort are performance figures to envy. These results are handy for taking the M3's pulse versus the world's best sports sedans, but they don't dig deeply enough to touch this car's soul. That requires road miles and track laps, tasks we thoroughly enjoyed. The acceleration surge feels like an atomic particle flown by the Large Hadron Collider. Whether it's a smooth escape from a green light or a passing blitz, the M3 performs delightful disappearing acts. Then, at 100 miles per hour in 7th gear, the Sweet 6 hums a 2,900 revolution per minute growl a notch lower in intensity than the wind ruffling past the A-pillars. Ultimately, the competition package's prime attraction is its split personality. Without sacrificing daily driving practicalities, it allows this sedan to shine as a weekend track star. Like the M2 and M4 that bracket it, the M3 never turns a cold shoulder to BMW's better days.